Well, hello everyone, and welcome once again to Yorkshire Gamer's monthly Wargames update. And here we are in October 2025, sneaking in towards the end of the year, and been very quiet on the painting front, and I can feel things starting to pick up again, which is good because the Analog Hobbies Winter Paint Challenge is coming up, which is always a big output time of the year for me. So let's have a quick look on everything that's been going on at Yorkshire Gamer in the month of October. Here we have the first completed unit of the month, and it's been in its work in progress for a while. It's the shot part of the Bradford City Pike Block to celebrate promotion to League One, and I think it's come out really nicely. I'll put some pictures up at the end of this section of the new painted stuff with the whole of the Pike Block, but what we're looking at here is the shot section of it, and 4 bases, and with the Italian Wars my infantry is on 60 by 50, and this style of shot is 4 figures to a base, and with the Furioso rules 4 bases is a independent unit of shot, 3 is a skirmish, and it can go lower than that depending on whether it's supporting a pike block. But I particularly like to do them in 4s just so that I've got a full unit of shot if required, not to support the pike block. So let's have a look at some of the individual bases. I think I might have shown some of these off last month. This was the first base that I finished. I think you've seen this one before, but this is the latest Bradford City kit with the very thin yellow stripes, and just sticking with the claret and amber and white or light grey for the kit for those. And then the next base along is one I've done with a flag. Now this is an official Bradford City flag, and it's quite amazing really that when the whole unit's together, and you'll see that very shortly, it just looks like an Italian Wars unit. And if you've got no knowledge of British football and British football kits, then you might think, oh, that's quite an interesting livery. So next up is the next base along, which has got a musician on. Lots of people have said that this guy here's got toothache. It's a head from, I think it's from the Heavy Cavalry box set, if I remember correctly. I just thought I'd stick it in for a bit of variation. And again, you can see all the just variations I've done on old school Bradford City kits. And then the final base is one that you've seen with my Stuart McCall figure there. So we'll put that away, and I'll show some pictures at the end of the painted section just of the finished pike block, but I have done some more painting. If you remember a while back, I started to do like little 6-figure cavalry blocks just to go like have a palette cleanser in between bigger units, and I've continued that, and I've found, if you've got a really good memory, I did about 100 odd cavalry figures painted in oils years ago now, and I've still got loads of them lying around in boxes. And this is the joy of working in oils. You just do a day of painting horses, and then they're sat around in boxes for years ready for you to finish. And that's what I've done here. I haven't done any Crusade stuff for a very long time, so these are 28mm gripping beast Arab cavalry, Arab light cavalry, and I've done these armed with spear and bow. These are for the my Muslim, Arab, Saladin, however you want to refer to the guys who fought against the Crusaders. And these are done, you can see as I'm just spinning around, this is a really basic unit. These are the bottom end of your ability of cavalry. These are just blokes stuck on a horse, and away they go. So the shields are all done with little big men transfers. Done very little other than shading on the cloth and on the horse furniture. Just a very, very basic unit, and I'll just build on this. I think I've got 36 cavalry in this style coming up over the next few weeks, and you'll see very shortly the work in progress, and I'll do another 6 after that, and then another 6 after that, etc. So that's what we've got painted this month. Let's have a look at work in progress. Here's some finished pictures of the Bradford City Pike Block. 48 pike and 16 shot for a total of 64 figures for the unit. I'm really pleased with it, I've got to say. I think it's come out really nicely. The colours work fantastically. It's all old Bradford City kits, and a bit of fun, but it's going to look good on the table as well. Okay, so big reveal. What's the next unit on the go? Well, it is these guys. We are back on Prussian Landwehr, and this is the 3rd and final battalion of the 2nd Neumark Landwehr. And as we've discussed previously on lots of other shows when I've done the previous 2 battalions of these, there is historical reference to these wearing this very much lighter blue than the standard Prussian blue, which is why I've gone for these initially. And I do like them. They've come out really nicely. I'll bring them up to the camera. You may have seen the previous regiments of these, battalions I've done of these before. Really nice. And what I like about these, and you can't choose your colours like you can with fantasy stuff, but the yellow shoulder straps with the red 2 on, that has come out really, really nice. And the book that I got on Napoleonic, I'm looking for it, that's why I'm stalling. I got a book on Napoleonic Landwehr, Prussian Landwehr, not that long ago, which was very good. I've got lots of details for this sort of stuff in there. And this is going to be a 32 figure unit with GMB flags that I'm going to use. And this is where the next batch of 8 is up to. So basic colours are put in, and up to doing the trousers. So that is your work in progress. I'm really confident they'll be done for next month. Like I said earlier on, I can feel the mojo coming back. I can feel myself getting into painting again, and fingers crossed we shall be up and running for 2 months' time, 21st of December, when the Analog Hobbies Winter Paint Challenge begins. Let's have a look at how much we've spent. How much? How much? So I was at the T'other Partizan show, and I did a roving reporter thing going on there, and quite enjoyed it actually. The podcast is out now if you've not seen it already, and I'll talk a little bit about that later on in this video. While there, I had a chat with Dave Thomas and spent some money with him, and one of the projects for this year's Winter Paint Challenge is some more Swiss. I'm going to go even bigger with the pipe blocks. I'm going to bump the 96 up to 128 and do 2 more, which will give me 3 huge Swiss pipe blocks. And I've done some preparation with the steel fist miniatures that you've seen me buy, and of course the millions of Perry's stuff that I've got. And I just needed a couple of packs of you've got halberdiers, pikemen advancing and attacking, just to finish off the 1, 2, 3, 4, 8th column, kell, whatever you want to call them, of Swiss. So that is to add to that pile. Then Dave Thomas always does a deal where he does 3 boxes for 60 quid, and with the price rise, that's really good value. So I picked up another box of Dragoons to go with the one that I bought from Halifax Modelers World. So that's going to be enough for 24 figures. Oh, if I see another 12-figure cavalry regiment, I'm going to scream. But there we go. That's enough for 24 of them. And I also got some another box of Hussars, again for the same reason, to make them up to a reasonable size unit. And then you'd think I'd have had enough of these, but I bought another box of these mercenary European infantry. If anybody's got any spare sprues of these, do let me know. And I've got lots of spare sprues that I'm prepared to swap for this sort of stuff. I've got a load of bolt action sprues and you name it that I'm never going to use. But these, I get through thousands of them. And with the expansion of my Swiss pike blocks into 128 figure units, then I'm going to need a lot more of these. So that's figures that I picked up. And I bought this month. With me drifting ever closer to retirement, I'm going to look at doing a nice trip out to Waterloo next year probably, and I wanted an up-to-date guide on walking the battlefield, stuff that I've got so old it's unbelievable. So this is Walking Waterloo, a guide by Charles J. Esdale, or Daly, or, I'm not going to absolutely destroy his name, but very nice book actually. I'll do a full review on it, but we've got some nice what I call wargaming maps, just straightforward maps that you don't have to spend hours looking at, and it goes through some wonderful walks and it shows you modern pictures of what's there on the battlefield today, along with some historical narrative and some quotes from people who were at the battle itself. So that's a really good book actually. Really enjoyed that. It was on offer with the Naval and Military History Society or whoever it is, and very, very good indeed. And then finally, I'll just show you this because it makes an appearance in the podcast I'm going to speak to you about. It's that big I can't even get it in screen. It's huge. This is the omnidirectional interview microphone that I picked up from Tinterwebnet, and I use this for my interviews at Partizan, which I very much enjoyed. So there you go. That is a monster microphone, and it was brilliant because I could just literally stick it in people's faces and go, will you do an interview or am I just pleased to see you? So to go with that, I've got a little, which I can't immediately find. I thought I'd put it out for the video, but I've bought a little digital recording device as well that sits underneath here, so it sort of turns it into a roving motor reporter mic and recorder, and that's how I recorded the podcast from live from Partizan. So that's everything that I've bought this month. In addition to that, I had a delivery from the Rub Man, 10 litre boxes, which is my regular 28mm infantry size box, and that should last me till Christmas. Time for quick scores on the doors, as we do every month. Thank you once again to everyone who tunes in, watches, listens, or whatever it is you do with Yorkshire Gamer. As long as it's legal, we're all right. So, Facebook up 40, bit of a jump there this month, 3109. Twitter's creeping slowly back up to 3,000 again. Instagram 4184, up 24. YouTube's another 33 to 3281. Podcast another 3. Facebook group 6164, big jump of 193. There was a bit of spat on there about the AI generated toy soldier moving videos, and it got a bit heated, so I put it up to the vote. Do you want them, yes or no? And a massive 94% said they don't want them on the channel, so they're banned. That's called democracy, and I'm a monarchist, so there we go. Podcast downloads, 2,639, a bit steady away this month, but I've just had the one show out that I'll talk about in a minute, and I've still got this bloody Wargames time machine thing to put together, and then Blue Sky finally up 6. So let's have a look at what's been going on elsewhere in Yorkshire Gamer. Couple of events coming up to let you know about. The Military Model Show at Elvington Museum near York is on the 15th of November 2025, and the organisers have asked me to put a display game on, so I'll be there with a World War II desert game. And this has been mentioned on the podcast. The CeeLo Nord, Andy Johnson's book, Wargaming Weekend, is on the 29th and 30th of November at the South Yorkshire Aircraft Museum near Doncaster. And I'll be popping along hopefully for one of the days, just depending on holidays, etc. Had a podcast out this month as well, which is the Live at Partizan edition, which you've seen the huge microphone for, and I got to interview a lot of people during the day, and here's the running list of all the people that I saw with cross-reference to the episode of the podcast they've been on. If they've been on the show before, there's some new guests, lots of like short 5-10 minute interviews, having a laugh and a joke as I went round the show, talking to some old friends and talking to some new people as well. And done in the style of The Who live at Leeds. And if you want to see the microphone in action, there it is. There's me speaking to good old Andy Johnson, and he'll be down at the CeeLo Nord weekend as well. There you go. There's another month's done. I'll leave you with these 15mm British 10th Prince of Wales Royal Own Hussars from my 15mm British Napoleonic collection, my oldest collection. I think these are AB miniatures, one of the later units I put into the army, and I've got that slightly shiny varnish on, showing how old school they are. I hope you enjoyed that this month. I expect a lot more output next month in terms of figures. And I've got a couple of shows on that I mentioned a few moments ago, so there'll be a bit of opportunity to say hello before Christmas. So until next time, Sithee.